Okay, so we'll start. 아니 그치도 pins 같은 pins 같다. 아니 나 그치도 할래.
핀이요.
아니 그치도. 아니라
야죠? 야죠?
그치도.
아니 뭐냐?
맞아. 스피커에만. 오케이. ngài cái picture mình thêm vấn đề mà mình đưa cái rồi mà xin nhau mà xin nghe cái picture thêm có đấy nghe picture thêm có xin thêm bớt okay mà mình đưa cái rồi mà xin nhau no itu cái chung của tôi please mà mình đưa cái rồi mà xin nhau okay disturbing the sleep of ignorance page 101 okay Longchen Nyingthig. Kemai ke hu kalde ke bo mare temo wange manem pa Zindru ngarake dandai yaralong dan tome dine danai toke Mare wange nilyen de choge dane manal kosum genai Kingai noche dungai mishe samderen zamyan tombe kokame Julai tsindru kebe dilai bandare jimbo tende drutende Nyomle ngangla debe dima yin chiwai somla drupa taru Tselai lome he chicken same chan de tse metzere dengje maton. Kiboy kini sembe jeje ron che nam dame donje chedan. Jumai meju melam zune dan deze donkere dancha taburche. Chundai chuburo miye chumban so sheje jume pechu deje Kode chenam keke shembarage chenai ranjen kewa me pat Neme game do me pa wo me tsema me chen samje Tende tombara jawe de la ba. Namo Guru Pe, Namo Dewa Pe, Namo Daki Pe. O alas, alas, fortunate child of Buddha nature, do not be oppressed by the forces of ignorance and delusion, but rise up now with resolve and courage. Entranced by ignorance from beginningless time until now, you have had more than enough time to sleep. So do not slumber any longer, but strive after virtue with body, speech, and mind. Are you oblivious to the sufferings of birth, old age, sickness, and death? There is no guarantee that you will survive even past this very day. The time has come for you to develop perseverance in your practice. For at this singular opportunity, you could attain the everlasting bliss of Buddhahood. So now is certainly not the time to sit idly. But starting with the reflection on death, you should bring your practice to completion. The moments of our life are not expendable, and the possible circumstances of death are beyond imagination. If you do not achieve an undaunted confident security now, what point is there in your being alive, O fortunate being? All phenomena are selfless, empty, and free from conceptual elaboration. In their dynamic, they resemble an illusion, mirage, dream, or reflected image. A Gandharva city, an echo, a reflection of the moon in water. A bubble, an optical illusion, or an intangible emanation. You should know that all things of cyclic existence and nirvana accord in nature with these 10 similes of illusory phenomena. All phenomena are naturally unborn. They neither abide nor cease, neither come nor go. They are without objective referent or characteristics, ineffable and free from thought. The time has come for this truth to be realized. Amesh to the Lama, Amesh to the Idam, Amesh to the Dakini. Namo Guru Pe, Namo Dewa Pe, Namo Thaki Pe. Now, breathing. Expelling the still. Okay. So, yeah. Through both your nostrils. Okay. Okay. Then page 3, blessing the speech. Om Chewam Rami Le Jung Me Se Ne Wema Tsimje Tse Sumbu Ale Kale Tha Koro Tendre Ne Mute Tengwa Tabu Yigdru Le Yuchen Gewa Seche Chepe Ne Lade Ngagde Dani Sundoroji Chinla Ngendru Tamche Tombara Juru Om Mahum. Fire rising from rum syllable consumes my tongue, transforming it into a three-pronged vajra of red light. In its center are the vowels and consonants surrounding by the mantra, their sense of interdependent origination. From these syllables, like a string of pearls, light rays stream out, making offerings to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, pleasing them. As these rays return, all obscurations of my speech are purified, and I receive all the blessings and siddhis of Vajra speech. A a I u re re le le e I o awanga ha ka ka ga ga nga cha cha ja ja na ta ta da da. Ta 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 na pa 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 ma ya ra la wa sha sa sa ha cha om ye dharma he tu prabha va he tun de shanta ta ga to haya va ta. Te shanchayo nirodha evam vadi mahashamana swaha a I u re re le le e I o avangaha. Ka 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 ga nga cha 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 na ta ta da da na ta ta da da na pa 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 ma ya ra la wa sha sa sa ha cha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetu deshantata gato haya vadata deshanchayo nirodha evam badi mahasharmana swaha. A I U re re le le e I O au angaha ka 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 nga cha 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 na ta 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 na. Ta 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 na pa 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 ma ya ra la wa sha sa sa ha cha om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetu Tatagato Hayavadata Deshanjayo Niroda Evambadi Mahashamana Soha A I O Re Re Le Le E I O Au Angaha Kaka Kaganga Cha 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 Jana Tata Tada Na Tata Tada Papa Papa Mayara Lava Shasa Saha Cha Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhava Hetu Deshan Tatagato Hayavadata Deshanjayo Nirodaya Vambadi Mahashamana Soha I U Re Re Le Le E I O O Angaha Kaka Kaka Nga Cha 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 Na Ta 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 Da Na Ta Ta Da Da Na Pa 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 Ma Ya Ra La Va Sha Sa Sa Ha Sha Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhava Hetu Deshan Tata Gato Hayavadata Deshan Chayo Niroda Evam Vadi Mahashamana Soha I U Re Re Ne Ne E I O Au Angaha Ka 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 nga cha 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 na ta 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 na ta 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 na pa 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 ma ya ra la wa sha sa sa ha cha Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetu deshan tata gato haya vadata deshan chayo nirodha evam vadi mahashamana soha I U Re Re Le Le E I O Awang Ha Ka 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 Ga Nga Cha 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 Na Ta 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 Na Ta 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 Na Pa 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 Ma Ya Ra La Va Sha Sa Sa Ha Cha Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhava Hetu Deshan Tata Gato Haya Vadata Deshan Jayo Nirodha Evam Badi Mahashamana Soha I U Re Re Le Le E I O Awang Ha ka 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 nga cha 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 na ta 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 na ta 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 na pa 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 ma yara lava sha sa sa ha cha om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetunte shantata gato hayavada te shanchayo nirodha evam vadi mahashamana soha. And then the mantra, the Om Sambhara Sambhara, page number N, that with the green border. Om Sambhara Sambhara Vimana Sara Mahajamba Hum. Om Sambhara Sambhara Vimana Sara Mahajamba Hum. Om Sambhara Sambhara Vimana Sara Mahajamba. Om Sambhara Sambhara Vimana Sara Mahajamba Hum. Om Sambhara Sambhara Vimana Sara Mahajamba Hum. Om Sambhara Sambhara Vimana Sara Mahajamba Hum. Om Sambhara Sambhara Vimana Sara Mahajambahu. 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 Now, Monroe text, page 13. Lama calling from afar. Lama Sarashe Ane Changche Denche yara la jing le don en mo da pe zer wa yi ke wa ngen ba da la cho pe chen Chiwaran de chen korle jen dojo dandan shi jen kun chang jen ang so se. O Lama, please think of me. O Lama, please think of me. O Lama, please think of me. From the blossoming lotus of devotion at the center of my heart, arise, O kind Lama, my only refuge, in order to protect me, the miserable unfortunate one, who is overwhelmingly tormented by karma and mental affliction. I pray that you remain as the jewel ornament on the crown chakra of great bliss, arousing all of my mindfulness and awareness. The Zum Sangye Tam Jege Ngo Kuje Dane Balden Lama Dambala Sewa De Sa Dala Wankuru Jinge Laptosen Sablamge Tombai Kebara Chenju Lai Kewara Jinge Laptosen Kada Nilu Ke Tawa Tombara Jinge Laptosen Lundro Nanju Yeshe Tarjim Bara Jinge Laptosen. I fervently supplicate to the glorious sacred Lama, the essence of all of the Buddhas of the three times, the embodiment of the four kayas. I pray that you grant me blessings and empowerments. I pray that you bless me so that the extraordinary realization of the profound path arises in me. I pray that you bless me to realize the view of primordial purity of the abiding nature. I pray that you bless me to perfect the wisdom of the four visions of spontaneous presence. I fervently supplicate to the glorious sacred Lama, the essence of all of the Buddhas of the three times, the embodiment of the four kayas. I pray that you grant me blessings and empowerments. I pray that you bless me so that the extraordinary realization of the profound path arises in me. I pray that you bless me to realize the view of the primordial purity of the abiding nature. I pray that you bless me to perfect the wisdom of the four visions of spontaneous presence. Then bring in mind, once again, check your motivation. And if your motivation is not right, then you need to abandon. And then if your motivation is idle, you need to make sure that motivation is then changed to the motivation of the supreme being. And then thinking to bring all motherly sentient beings freed from the cyclic existence and suffering, and then to establish them to the state of perfect and complete Buddhahood. I will engage in the preliminary practice of Longchen Nyingthig, and then the 100-day mind training retreat. Okay, page 17. Dare nyawa yenda endro dan tserin la dan la lo lo tai chen sangye ma jen shing dan kukpa te me kom gele tarbe delwai to me jur wang bo chang dan yu yu ke le tai ma lo ten lai de ba de rang ni jor wang nga chang sangye shi che sun tenpa ne dan de lai shu shen nen dan be sin dan shen joro nga tamche rang la changwe ne to chang ken mai nge pai me pe se pan jiten pare ni du sembara jur lo na chela jur che guru ken lamge membara ma don kun genje nisu me do jinchen lama ke tare del ten den ye ma je na chine tarpa drube ten mini de dro ten lai se na se jurane shiwe woktu nga song en dro chang gede me she che ge drame te gewe she dan me je chang re che sem chen sam ge drang dan rim ba la sam na mi le to pa se ta chang me ya che me de la che ton na che jen che ba ni me karma chang lo na che la jur che guru ke lam ge member ma don kun gen je ni su me do jin jen la ma ke kal te mil rin chen ling chen yang le den zang la jur bo che ye sem tar pa dru pe ten do me rong shi ke para du ke zindan dung a chu lengen to to bab dan le lo ye Shenke Dren Yo Jik Chok Che Tara Che Mong So Chel Jung Gen Ge Me Kom Ge Tala Che Ge Gel Dara La Be Che Lo Na Che La Jur Che Guru Lam Ge Memba Ma Dong Gun Gen Je Ne Su Me Do Jin Chen Lam Ma Cho She Chong Shen De Be Ne No Dang Zhel De Se Shang Pe Jing Dang Kun Che Mige de la mezem le tha lo domba nyamjin damse rarwat Riche lo ye me kom namba ge da la che ge galdara lakbe ze lo na che la jurje guru ke lam ge membara madon kun ken je nisu me do chen chen lama tata nidan dung ge ma zere jenke la so shen wa ma juru pe rang wang to pe tendre jik du Nyomle ngando daljuro chuse na kodan longche nidu jewata. Tachi chebe sungwe lude yang melge nane sacho tongparake. Wadan jage kiye jebe de bardu yomna jikpa shindu che. Lona chela jurche guru ken lamge memba madon kun kenji. Nisu mendo jinchen lama ken gede leke namin chijin. Kebara nyewe jikden nisen na chakse sajire tsengi golud. Shole shodan tolum barwe tsere gome chakim tumbara wodobe. Parwe sejin gebo torchoro tse kunne tsawe mese getsenji. Kangre tokpo dabdan cho chage chongrong yange nesu boyogde. Tangre lungge tabe langso ne choburo chendang lakpara dolwache. Merenga junmi chebara dunba yang tsorwai dunga nakpara kawai. Sungge rabdan chege nyeba shin shorin denchen sotam pakpake. Shawu temne lakpara gete ge dejen pudre tangla kangpa sho. Ralde tsaldo lula cheto je romyo tamche talche ramen. Narwe ne koro wadan jurwa chen, kodan kawa tabdan tagpa so, tato korshin chepe ne tseo. Namdan chobge gangle jungwe ju, shedan drabo kunlong kepech. Lona chela jurche guru ken, lamge membara madon kungenje, niso medo jinchen lamake. Dejen pon la nyame gawe yu sadon longche miya medra para se kom lo dara mine yita lu rechen dangwe top nyam nambas. Kong le jungwe june sena yin chekla cheza sebe chekpach. Ko jin chebe namta langdoromo pada mebe dunge gizero. Sawen temo mbara chaba da lona chela jurche goroke. Lamge member madon kungen je nisu medo jinchen namake. Chelam jokjan neje medom jin tekchen gojo shenpen semdanje. Wangje topjan kezo me gompe lamge dile lame derdose. Tawa mato tocho cheba jen gomba yengchan goyo wil gokta. Cheba no jan rangen mi sembe, chedre dele la me jandos. Nang bara chiyan nege no la se, na so yo yang e jung choshet. Teba chong yang yenden chendo lom, mare dele la me jandos. Ken ngara cho jan duze negoro sem, wemba ten jan rang ju shing tar. Dulwara mrayang chaldam ma shekpe, chege dele la me jandos. Nito dele nurdo se do se, trimen dele nurdo yondo se. Now, bring in mind the refuge tree. Kunjo sumge deje zawan sum zalon tenle ranjen janjo sem. Ngobo ranjen toje kel koronga. Chanchu nimbo bando chansun che. Kunjo sumge deshe zawan sum zalon tenle ranjen janjo sem. Ngobo ranjen toje kel koronga. Chanchu nimbo bando chansun che. Kuncho sumye deshe tsawa sum tsalon tegle ranjen jancho sum. Ngo ranjen tuje kyo korona. Chancho nimbo bando chansun che. In the actual three jewels, the three root sugatas, in bodhicitta, the nature of channel, wind, and essence, and in the mandala of essence, nature, and compassion, I take refuge until attaining the heart of Buddhahood. In the actual three jewels, the three root sugatas, in bodhicitta, the nature of channel, wind, and essence, and in the mandala of essence, nature, and compassion, I take refuge until attaining the heart of Buddhahood. In the actual three jewels, the three root sugatas, in bodhicitta, the nature of channel, wind, and essence, and in the mandala of essence, nature, and compassion, I take refuge until attaining the heart of Buddhahood. Bodhicitta. O nazo nawa chunde zenre ke korwa logo jodo chambe dro. Rang re se ying so ying se che. Se me je yeng hane sem ke do. O nazo nawa chunde zenre ke korwa logo jodo chambe dro. Rang re se ying so ying se che. Se me shi yeng ane sem ke do. Ho na tso na wa chu de zin re ke. Korwa lo go jo do chambe do. Rang re se ying so ying se che. Se me shi yeng ane sem ke do. Oh, the mesmerizing display of mirrored appearances, like a mirage of the moon in water, beings grasping it as real wander continuously in samsara. To bring them to rest in the space of luminous intrinsic awareness, I generate bodhicitta through the four immeasurables. Oh, the mesmerizing display of mirrored appearances, like a mirage of the moon in water, beings grasping it as real wander continuously in samsara. To bring them to rest in the space of luminous intrinsic awareness, I generate bodhicitta through the four immeasurables. Oh, the mesmerizing display of mirrored appearances, like a mirage of the moon in water, beings grasping it as real wander continuously in samsara. To bring them to rest in the space of luminous intrinsic awareness, I generate bodhicitta through the four immeasurables. And then finally dissolve all concept of subject, object, and action into non conceptual great emptiness. And then rest in that state for as long as you can. This is the absolute bodhicitta. So, in our case here, all beings dissolve into the refuge field. The refuge field dissolves into Guru Rinpoche, and Guru Rinpoche dissolves into basic space. Then you remain in that state for a while. And then immediately your Nama now appears in the form of Vajrasattva. Page 43. Andani Tamil Chivo Rupe Karadawe Dengi Kungle Nama Dorje Sem Karse Longchen Zobe Dorje Drezen Nemachen Kela Chapsen Digba Jong Jesem Drabe Tolo Sha Chenje Sola Babchan Dong Kendo Dawai Gebe De Hongye Tamara Ngake Koro Debe Ngake Jukuluwe Yabyum De Rol Jorsam Tuze Jancho Semge Jen Gaburo Dul Tara Zamba Ye Dadan Kamsum Semjenge Ledan Nem Dungan Neden Digdre Nedondre Male Jambara Zendo Benzer Sado Samaya Mano Balaya Benzer Sado Teno Tishda Dirdo Mebawa Sudo Kayo Mebawa Subo Kayo Mebawa Anorato Meb Sarva Siddhi Mebraya Sa Sarva Karma Sutame Tadam Shriam Guru Hung Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sarva Tata Gata Benzer Mame Menza Benzer Bhava Maha Samaya Santo Ahom Benzer Sado Samaya Mano Balaya Benzer Sado Teno Tishda Dirdo Mebawa Sudo Kaya Mebawa Subo Kaya Mebawa Anorato Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Mebraya Sa Sarva Karma Sutame Chitam Shriam Guru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarva Tata Gata Benzer Mame Manza Benzer Bhava Maha Samaya Sato Ahom Benzer Sato Samaya Manu Palaya Benzer Sato Teno Padishta Dirdo Mebawa Sudokaya Mebawa Subokaya Mebawa Nurato Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Mebraya Sa Sarva Karma Sutame Chitam Shriam Guru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarva Tata Gata Benzer Mame Manza Benzer Bhava Maha Samaya Sato Page 47. Genpo dani meje mongpa ye damtse leni galje nam lama genpe chamze je tsowo dorje zembat tuje chenpe dani chen trove zonla da chache ku sun tu zawa dan yin lai ke damtse nyamba tamche tolo sha so dikpa dan dripa ne don drime tso tamche dan jen dan bar Zendo se dorje senpai gejen zumba dan chebe reke bo keke degre neton tamchen damba ye no she na wa jeje yedo shune rang la tembe kenle rang ni chan dorje senpa nang don melon nange zunen tabur Jurbe tozo honge tamara yige dro shebo sewa le yezre chebe. Kamsun ne jodan cheba dorsem ringe tendan tembe ranjendo sange para juru. Benza sadom, 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 benza sadom. Om benza sadom 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 Om benza sadom 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 benza Om benza sadom 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 benza Om benzo sodom 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 benzo sodom. Om benzo sodom 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 benzo. Om benzo sodom 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 benzo sodom. Om benzo sodom 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 benzo. Om benzo sodom 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 benzo. Om benzo sodom 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 benzo. Om benzo sodom benzo sodom benzo sodom benzo sodom benzo sodom benzo sodom. Om benzo sodom benzo sodom benzo sodom benzo sodom benzo sodom benzo sodom. Om benzo sodom. Visualize that Vajrasattva dissolves into the Sid syllables. The Sid syllables dissolve into the essence, heart syllable, then heart syllable further dissolves upward, then the nada dissolves tracelessly into basic space. Then you rest in that state for a while. Okay, now the mandala offering, page 53. Visualize the refuge field in front, and then we make the mandala offering to the refuge field. Om Ahum Dong Zong Je Den Je Wa Cha Je Shen Ren Chen Na Den La Me Jor Ben Tam Da Le Long Je Je Ba Yong Bo Ge Che Ge Kor Lo Jor We Se Tosh Om Men De Chen Do Bo E Ge Be Shen Ye Ba E Nga Den Ring E Chong Bo Che De Yen Che Be Jin Pon Sa Me Pa Pe We Long Go Shen Lai Che Barash Nansi Nanda Shunu Bumbe Ku Tuje Maga Chene Rupeg Kudan Digle Zimbai Namda Jin Pewe Che Ku Shing Lai Che Bara Sho Saji Beju Jujin Medo Chamri Ra Lengshe Ninde Gemba De Sangye Shingdo Mikte Purvai Droku Nanda Shingla Jabara Sho Tram Guru Ratna Mandala Puja Mik Samudra Saparana Samaya Ahom. This earth surface sprinkled with perfumed water and strewn with flowers, and adorned with Mount Sumeru, the four continents, the sun and the moon, is visualized as a Buddha field I offer. May all beings enjoy in the pure realm of perfect purity. Tram Guru Ratna Mandala Puja Mega Samudra Saparana Samaye Ahom. Page 59. Lu Chezin Borwell Hadu Chom Sem Sambe Gone Ying La Hete Chindage Du John Che Maraju Yen Moy Du Jom Che Go Hake Zo Fong Boy Du John Te Bai De Yen Leje Serge Benda Heta Kusum Ge Me Ge Ge Boro Shai Nang Tong Sum Gang We Bam Ro Hande Atong dang ham ye de zhe shu zhu sum ge nu be zhang be ju ru ma hu 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 ma Om Ahum 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 Om Ahum 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 Maho 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 Om 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 Maho 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 Omo Yarche Denge Todam Gan Sozo Ne Jodeng Rodo Markorwe Dene Lenchai Jan Ke Paradu Neje Gegrete Neden Dan Barache Yin Su She Kenyen Dan Da Zen Dul Do La Tarache Jadan Che Ye Male Kun Shi Zomba Chenbo Ma Che Then finally offering offer and guests all dissolve into the nature of Zomba Chenbo. In page 65, Guru Yoga. Maho Rana Lundro Dambai Rabjan Shin Kebai Rabzo Zando Pareve Rani Jezen Dorje Naljor Maje Che Shane Marse Jete Shamne Dortai Jenson Namgaraze Chiuro Pema Bumdal Nidete Chamne Kundu Zawe Lama Da Yerme Tsoge Dorje Trubeko Karma Dande Shun Shatsu Chen Peka Chege Zabere Dumas Sheche Chani Gebo Rorbe Tau Chaye Dorje Yembe Tebum Ula Daden Peme Neju Se Chenko Yenai Deton Yumshom Bebe Tsuge Kadram Zesum Na Jaze Tingle Wepon Long Na Chikoro Yunga Drawe Zebe Long Trube Jeban Nishu Tsangan Chabe Pendro Rezen Yedam La Kandro Chechon Tamchen Chindapte Sadon Yamne Chenbo Ngando Sen Hoge Yuge Nobjan Sam Pema Gesa Dombo Yazen Choge Ngudrum Ne Pema June Shesu Kodo Kandro Mambe Kor Kege Jesu Da Druche Jinge Lobche Shesu Sen Guru Pema Side Hong Hong Uje Yuge Nobjan Pema Gesa Dombo La Yazen Choge Ngudrum Pema June Shesu Dra Kodo Kandro Mambe Kor Kege Jesu Da Druche Jinge Lobche Shesu Sen Guru Pema Sinde Hong Jen Yuge Nobjan Sam Pema Gesa Dombo Yazen Chogen Ngudrum Ne Pema June Shesu Dra Kodo Kandro Mambe Kor Kege Jesu Dai Drupje Jinge Lobche Shesu Sen Guru Pema Sinde Hong Oge Yuge Nobjan Sam Pema Gesa Dombo Yazen Chogen Ngodrom Ne Pema June Sheso Kodo Kandro Mambe Goro Kege Jesu Dai Drupche Jenge Lapche Sheso Se Guru Pema Sinde Seven branches. Page 71. Shri Dali Shingen Dulne Do Number to Be Chanzen Lo Nge Shan Ye Tre Ting Zin Te Nasi Che Be Chajan Gozun Miguel Nanku Vese Chekwe Ngando Shan Temba Nike Deba Keso Kunla Jeye Rang Rikchen Sumge Dulja La Teksum Chekora Korwa Jese Korwa Madomba Nyange Meda Shosan Desum Sabe Gesa Gun Janchu Chenpo Juru. Back to page 71. Free, equal to the number of atoms in the universe, I multiply my body and offer prostrations. Through the power of Samadhi, both real offerings and those mentally emanated, all appearances and possibilities are presented as a gesture offering. All non-virtuous karma of body, speech, and mind are confessed in the luminous state of Dharmakaya. I rejoice in the accumulation of all virtue contained within the true truth. For the three types of beings to be tamed, I request you to turn the wheel of Dharma of the three yanas. Until samsara is emptied, I pray that you remain without passing into nirvana. All the roots of virtue accumulated in the three times are dedicated as the cause for attaining supreme Buddhahood. Page 71. Shri Dale Jinge Dulne Do Number Trube Chanse Lo Nge Shan Yu Je Ting Zin Tui Nasi Chebe Chanjarab Kosun Miguel Nam Kwe Vese Chekwe Ngando Shan Tenpa Nike Deba Keso Kun La Jeye Haran Rikchen Sumge Dulja La Tek Sum Che Koro Korwar Ko Jise Korwa Mandon Baranyange Medai Shosel Desun Sambe Gesa Kun Janchu Chenpo Juro. Then the supplication again, page 74. Jezen Guru Rinpoche Kene Sangye Tamche Ke Tuje Jinlai Dube Be Semche Yongke Gonche Vedan Longche Loni Dan Deba Me Barakela Bundene Jancho Matoba Kido Leme Tome Ken Jezen Chenboy Pejon Ken Dala Resai Shename Data Dunge Ningme Mize Dunge Damduj Dele Chopshe Maha Guru Wanje Kurche Jenlach Toba Poche Toje Chen Dribne Jonshe Nu Tu Chen. Back to page 74. O Guru Rinpoche, precious Lama, you are the glorious embodiment of the compassion and blessings of all the Buddhas, the only protector of all sentient beings. My body, wealth, lungs, heart, and chest I offer to you without hesitation. From now until I attain Buddhahood, in happiness or sorrow, in circumstances good or bad, in situations high or low. Great precious Lama, lotus born, think of me. I have no one else to turn to. The beings of these degenerate times are sinking in the swamp of unbearable suffering. Protect us from all of these, O great Guru. Grant us the four empowerments, O Blessed One. Deepen our realization, O Compassionate One. Purify the two obscurations, O Powerful One. Om Mahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi Om Mahum Benza Guru. Om Mahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi. Om Mahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi 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 Om Mahum Benza Guru Om Mahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi 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 Om Mahum Benza Guru Om Banjo Guru Brahma Sidi Om
Om
Banjo Guru
Brahma
Brahma Sidi
Om
Om Banjo Guru Brahma Sidi 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 Om Om Banjo Guru Brahma Sidi 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 Page 77. Maho Jache Cholong Drewe Shinkam Ne Dambo Sangye Chego Gondo San Longgu Chude Rolze Dorje Sem Chuguru Tsenzo Gara Dorje La Sewa Deso Jenla Wangur Shiri Singha Dendam Chege Ze Jambe Shene Tegu Kolo Jana Sutra Penchen Bimala Sewa Deso Doje Lamna Ten Zambu Lingi Jenje Pema Junge Baratoge Secho Jebangro Tudre Jansu Dandro Longchen Ja Kandro Yingze Kabab Jingme Sewa Desu Jebu Todru Tse Chenle Weze Gewe Nyugu Padru Kenze Nazo Randru Tse Cheke Roje Kenze Weze Ta Kadrin Dame Tsawe Lama La Sewa Depso Nelo Rangel Den Sileng Yabara Jungwe Shenlo Ke Dorje Lama Dende Mikjente Chisun Kadru Zame Nyamlen La Temjai Mebe Drupsu Shere Ke Tuju Gombe Jenla Pawarasho Nazi Korde Vene Omen Shen Tanga Chekuru Dazo Membe Pangla Jaze Mebe Zomba Che Shena Yeche Lede Rikbe Dan Chene Ngonsun Jembara Tongwarash Tseme Doba Namdro Jazere Bu Kodan Tile Nyamnang Gondo Pe Ritze Longo Shingam Tsela Pe Cheze Lode Chembaro Sange De Shunu Bumgoro Tense Zembarasho Shindu Nerjoro Nyamo Matsu De Ranglu Dame Yingsu Madro Namje Tseye Duje Tongwe Tse Chiwa Wilson Kada Che Guru Shan Barde Nancha Longche Zoguru Cheche Tege Namge Tselzone Mabang Buju Taburu Drawarash Sanche Wuse Tekba Choge Tse Sangye Shinne Mitse Che Gwe Shin Wanjuru Deme Sala Madrona Magom Sangye Chenge Lamcho La Tene Ranjun Turbe Shinga Dan Kebra Bema Weke Podando Rezen Jansu Tsocho Wugen Che Sanchen Cheke Gaten Gebe Saraseke Toro Kene Wuyongte Taye Druwe Netsoro Danjuro Sho Rezen Gewa Jansu Jenla Dan Cheye Same Chabe Denbayi Teljuro Tenla Zome Jansum Ge Tendre Ngonjuro Sange To Parashon Guru Minzamne Omi Chushan Taburo Tsarvale Wezarente Rangi Chiwo Ne Shu Leke Ledan Tsaye Tripada Kudurje Jenla Shu Bombe Wan Toy Kerim Ge Ne Dojur Name Rizenge Savente, Truko Gofan Tobe Gelwa Jula From the letter Om, radiant like a crystal at the Lama's forehead, rays of light stream forth and enter my forehead, purifying negative actions of the body and obscurations of the channels. The blessing of Vajra body is infused. The vase empowerment is received, and I become a receptive vessel for the generation stage. The seed of the completely matured Rigzin is sown, and the fortune to attain the state of Nirmana Kaya is established within my mind. Timbane aye pema raga tara barwa le vezerete. Rangi timbane shuhong ake le dan lunge tibada. Sundurje jinla shu sangwe wan top. Deje ge nedu juru tsenwa rezen ge sawente. Longche zoku gopan ge kelwa jula sha. From the letter R, blazing like a ruby at the Lama's throat, rays of light stream forth and enter my throat, purifying negative actions of the speech and obscurations of the inner wind. The blessing of Vajra speech is infused. The secret empowerment is received, and I become a receptive vessel for the practice of mantra recitation. The seed of the Rigzin with power over life is sown, and the fortune to attain the state of Sambhoga Kaya is established within my mind. Tuke hongye namge dogchen le vezerete range ninga neshu. Ike le dan tigle driba da tudorje chen la shu. Shera ye sheke wan to de don zenda le ne dojo. Chaja Rexin ge saven tep Chego Gopan ge kyawa jula From the sky-colored letter hung at the Lama's heart, rays of light stream forth and enter my heart, purifying negative actions of the mind and obscurations of the essence. The blessing of Vajra mind is infused. The wisdom empowerment is received, and I become a receptive vessel for the Chandali practice of bliss and emptiness. The seed of the Mahamudra Rigzin is sown, and the fortune to attain the state of Dharmakaya is established within my mind. Larayan tuge hongre hongye nipa she karda pangpa shindu che. Rangsem dan thade me parade kunshe le dan she je de ba jang. Yeshe dorje jen lai shu. Tsige tsemba dendam ge wang to kada zo saven te. Tardo ge debu ngowo nikwe gopang ge gyalwa julai sha. Once more from the letter hung at the Lama's heart, a second hung streaks out like a shooting star, merging inseparably with my mind, purifying the karma of the all-ground and conceptual obscurations. The blessing of Vajra wisdom is infused. The ultimate symbolizing word empowerment is received, and I become a receptive vessel for the Dzogba chamber of original purity. The seed of the spontaneously accomplished Rigzin is sown, and the fortune to attain the state of Savabhavika Kaya, the final fruition, is established within my mind. Okay, now page 116. So sit in a nice posture again. Then expel the stale wind from your body by doing. Okay, and then your motivation is on page 116. Simchen tamchen dunga juda nedan drukte zobe sange ke gopang tong paraja. Deye chidu nge doljoro ne para kawa gombara ge wo. I shall meditate on the difficulty of finding the freedoms and advantages, so that all sentient beings can be free from suffering and its cause, and attain perfect Buddhahood. And then to page 106, the first four lines, 106. Dal joro dinne shindu ne barakai kebo dendro ton bara jurbala kalden den lai pemba madrum nai chede yanda jurpa gala juru. With these freedoms and advantages so hard to find, a person can attain enlightenment. If one does not take advantage of them now, how will one so well obtain them in the future? Then the supplication to the Lama, page 117. Jizen Lama Mimba Mimbe Tuje Chembo Dan Demba Namlai Cha Tselo. Venerable teachers whose compassion is infinite and unconditional, I prostrate myself before you all. Gewe gomba rigzen da ye ju kanzai mille kalba rabjur. Tambe jezen dene tarchen bai jusum lama namlai cha tse lo. Conquerors of mind lineage, Vidyadhara of the symbol lineage, most fortunate of ordinary beings who, guided by the enlightened ones, have attained the twofold goal. Teachers of the three lineages, I prostrate myself before you. Cheze longdu chege gongpai ne wese yingso longgu shingma. Dulce nangur zhuguen zhuo denze guen ken cheke gebo la cha tse. In the expanse where all phenomena come to exhaustion, you encountered the wisdom of Dharmakaya. In the clear light of empty space, you saw Sambhogakaya Buddha fields appear. To work for beings' benefit, you appeared to them in Nirmanakaya form. Omniscient sovereign of Dharma, I prostrate myself before you. Kembe Shenjai Kungi Deni Ze Toze Yezere Dulje Pandush. Sablam Tezen Temba Senzen Barik Zen Jingme Ningba Lai Cha Tse. In your wisdom, you saw the true nature of whatever can be known. The light of your love being benefit upon all beings. You elucidated the teachings of the profound path, summit of all vehicles. Rigzenjik Melingpa, I prostrate myself before you. Chenre Ziwa Shenin Suzone Sungye Nawe Tetse Talam Kala Gandu Zeba Taye Pa Drinchen Zawe Lama La Cha. You were Lord Avalokiteshvara himself in the form of a spiritual friend. Whoever heard you speak was established on the path of freedom. To fulfill all beings' needs, your activity was infinite. Gracious root teacher, I prostrate myself before you. So that one, gracious root teacher, I prostrate myself before you. That one is spoken by Paturumpiche, but that is Jigme Gelwe Nyugu. So then we'll go to our green border insert. Page E, fourth line. Page E, fourth line. Pamba Jinden Wanchu Tuje Trowa Tarlin Deben Demben Jo. Teze Denden Longchen Nerjo Ba Jime Gewe Nyuguru Sewa Hande. To the compassionate emanation of the noble Avalokiteshvara, the supreme captain who guides sentient beings to the shore of liberation. Whoever is connected with him is the yogi of the vast expanse. To Jigme Gelwe Nyugu I supplicate. Jambe Jinla Vima Nambara Tru Gese Lase Yansi Chusumba. Kaba Dunden Pema Donga Le Jamyan Kenze Wangporo Sewa Hade. To the emanation of Vimala Mitra, blessed by Manjushri, the 13th incarnation of Prince Lajay, the holder of the seven transmissions, the treasure revealer Pema Dongakling, to Jamyang Kenze Wangpo I supplicate. Childarengewe Sembo Jiwa La Nandara Dube Wangcho Shawar. Sanwa Pacho Dunga Randrenge Jigme Chege Wangboro Sewa Hande. To the one whose outer aspect is that of the Bodhisattva Shantideva, whose inner aspect is that of the Lord of Siddha Shawaripa, and whose secret aspect is that of Chenrezi, the noble Lord of the self-liberation of suffering. To Jigme Cheki Wangpo I supplicate. Dale Zhenje Jiangzhu Semsho Cheze Cheku Gongpa Jota Ni Tembe Nime Shamla Sewa Hade. You trained in supreme bodhicitta by caring for others more than yourself. You realize samsara and nirvana as non-dual by perfecting the generation and completion practice. You culminated the wisdom realization of the consummate phenomena of Dharmakaya. Tembe Nima, at your feet I supplicate. Tusungyawa Chabda Durje Sim Deshe Jume Gardro Vimala Yenme Rizeng Age Wangboja Sewa Deso Dunju Gongpa Tsu. Vajra Sattva, the Lord Protector, embodiment of the victorious ones of the three times, manifesting the magical wisdom dance as Vimala Mitra, is the inseparable wisdom holder Ngaki Wangpo. I supplicate you, grant me the absolute wisdom realization. Choge Lama Namge Gelsam To Wangkoro Longzen Chome Shendenche. Beben el joro kunban zo chenba sangye doje shabla sewade. By the Supreme Lamas, as a regent, you were empowered and prophesied to perform impartial benefit for others. A Dzogchen hidden yogi who abandoned everything. Sangye dorje at your feet I supplicate. So, with that supplication, then you receive the four empowerments once again. And then you merge your mind inseparably with the wisdom mind of the Lama. And then now you can do the mind training. So you can read and then you can do the placement meditation. So you've got about half an hour. So you can read and then you can do the contemplative, the placement meditation. 见不到，见过的了，见过的了。
嗯，这个
Okay, now page 119. I think, Matthew, your mic is on. Could you mute your mic? Really? Just a moment. Have you option that again? Okay, option that. Okay,
어디가 신용 가리비니 같이
okay, 중고 좀. Okay. Yeah, for some reason. Okay, page 119. Dawa Topjan Ningbo Chegi Chegoro Jojan Chemin Chepe Yin Dandan Dadra Mombe Semcheno Deljoro Ningbo Lembara Jinge Lo. Although I've won these freedoms, I'm poor in Dharma, which is their essence. Although I've entered the Dharma, I'm distracted doing other things. Bless me and all those foolish beings like me, that we may attain the very essence of the freedoms and advantages. Okay, now bring in mind the refuge tree and then we'll recite the refuge accumulation. Lama la jamsu chu sangye la jamsu chu chen la jamsu chu genda la jamsu chu lama la jamsu chu sangye la jamsu chu chen la jamsu chu genda la jamsu chu lama la jamsu chu sangye la jamsu chu chen la jamsu chu genda la jamsu chu lama la jamsu chu sangye la jamsu chu chen la jamsu chu genda la jamsu chu lama la jamsu chu sangye la jamsu chu chen la jamsu chu genda la jamsu lama la jamsu chu sangye la jamsu chu chen la jamsu chu genda la jamsu chu lama la jamsu chu sangye la jamsu chu chen la jamsu Lama la jamsu chu, sangye la jamsu chu, chen la jamsu chu, genda la jamsu chu, lama la jamsu chu, sangye la jamsu chu, chen la jamsu chu, genda la jamsu chu, lama la jamsu chu, sangye la jamsu chu, chen la jamsu chu, genda la lama la jamsu chu, sangye la jamsu chu, chen la jamsu chu, genda la jamsu chu, lama la jamsu chu, sangye la jamsu chu, chen la jamsu chu, genda la jamsu chu, lama la jamsu sangye la jamsu chu, chen la jamsu chu, genda la jamsu chu, lama la jamsu chu, sangye la jamsu chu, chen la jamsu chu, genda la jamsu lama la jamsu chu, sangye la jamsu chu, chen la jamsu chu, genda la jamsu chu, lama la jamsu chu, sangye la jamsu chu, chen la jamsu chu, genda la jamsu chu, lama la jamsu chu, sangye la Gendala Joseph John Lamala Joseph John Sangela Joseph John Chala Joseph John Gendala Joseph John Lamala Joseph John Sangela Joseph John Chala Joseph John Gendala Joseph Lamala Joseph John Sangela Joseph John Chala Joseph John Gendala Joseph John Lamala Joseph John Sangela Joseph John Chala Joseph John Gendala Joseph John Lamala Joseph John Sangela Joseph John Omala Joseph John Sangela Joseph John Chala Joseph John Gendala Joseph John Lamala Joseph John Sangela Joseph John Chala Joseph John Gendala Joseph John Lamala Joseph John Sangela Joseph John Chala Joseph John Gendala Joseph Lamala Joseph John Sangela Joseph John Chala Joseph John Gendala Joseph John Lamala Joseph John Sangela Joseph John Chala Joseph John Gendala Joseph John Lamala Joseph John Sangela Joseph Chala Joseph John Gendala Joseph John Lamala Joseph John Sangela Joseph John Chala Joseph John Gendala Joseph John Lamala Joseph John Sangela Joseph John Chala Joseph John Gendala Joseph Lamala Joseph John Sangela Joseph John Chala Joseph John Gendala Joseph John Lamala Joseph John Sangela Joseph John Chala Joseph John Gendala Joseph John Lamala Joseph John Sangela Chala Joseph John Gendala Joseph John Lamala Joseph John Sangela Joseph John Chala Joseph John Gendala Joseph John Lamala Joseph John Sangela Joseph John Chala Joseph John Gendala Lamala Joseph John Sangela Joseph John Chala Joseph John Gendala Joseph John Lamala Joseph John Sangela Joseph John Chala Joseph John Gendala Joseph John Lamala Joseph John Sangela Joseph Chala Joseph John Gendala Joseph John Lamala Joseph John Sangela Joseph John Chala Joseph John Gendala Joseph John Lamala Joseph John Sangela Joseph John Chala Joseph John Gendala Lamala Joseph John Sangela Joseph John Chala Joseph John Gendala Joseph John Lamala Joseph John Sangela Joseph John Chala Joseph John Gendala Lamala Joseph John Sangela Joseph John Chala Joseph John Gendala Joseph John Lamala Joseph John Sangela Joseph John Chala Joseph John Gendala Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangela Joseph Chala Joseph Gendala Joseph Lamala Joseph Lama Joseph Sang Joseph Chenla Joseph Yundan 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 Joseph Lama Joseph Sang Joseph Chenla Joseph Chenla Joseph Yundan Joseph Lama Joseph Sang 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 Joseph Chenla Lama Joseph Sang Joseph Chenla Joseph Yundan Joseph 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 Lama Joseph Sang Joseph Chenla Sangla Joseph Chenla Joseph Yundan Joseph Lama Joseph 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 Sangla Joseph Chenla Joseph Yundan Chenla Joseph Yundan Joseph Lama Joseph Sangla Joseph 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 Chenla Joseph Yundan Joseph Lama Chala Joseph Yundan Joseph Lama Joseph Sangla Joseph Chenla Joseph Yundan Joseph Lama Joseph Sangla Joseph Chenla Joseph Yundan Joseph Lama Joseph Sangla Joseph Chenla Joseph Yundan Joseph Lama Joseph Sangla Lama Joseph Sangla Joseph Chenla Joseph Yundan Joseph 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 Lama Joseph Lama Joseph Sangla Joseph Chenla Joseph Yundan 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 Lam Joseph Sangla Joseph Chenla Joseph Yundan Joseph Lama Joseph Sangla Joseph Chenla Joseph Yundan Joseph Lama Joseph Sangla Joseph Chenla Joseph Yundan Joseph Lama Joseph Sangla Joseph Chenla Joseph Yundan Lama Joseph Sangla Joseph Chenla Joseph Yundan Joseph Lama Joseph Sangla Joseph Chenla Joseph Yundan Joseph Lama Joseph Sangla Joseph Chenla Joseph Yundan Joseph Lama Joseph Sangla Joseph Chenla Joseph Nam Joseph Sangla Joseph Chenla Joseph Yundan Joseph Lama 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 Chenla Joseph Yundan Joseph Lama Joseph Sangla Joseph 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 Chenla Joseph Lama Joseph Sangla Joseph Chenla Joseph Yundan 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 Joseph Lama Chenla Joseph Yundan Joseph Lama Joseph Sangla Joseph Chenla Joseph Yundan Joseph Lama Joseph Sangla Joseph Chenla Joseph Yundan Joseph Lama Joseph Sangla Joseph Chenla Joseph Lama Joseph Sangla Joseph Chenla Joseph Yundan 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 Joseph Lama Joseph Lam Joseph Sangla Joseph Chenla Joseph Yundan Joseph Lama 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 Joseph Lama Joseph Sangla Joseph Chenla Joseph Yundan 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 Lama Joseph Sangla Joseph Chenla Joseph Yundan Joseph 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 Lama Joseph Sangla Lama Joseph Sangla Joseph Chenla Joseph Yundan Joseph 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 Lama Joseph Sangla Joseph Chenla Joseph Yundan Lamala Jamsa Sangla Jamsa Chala Jamsa Yandala Jamsa 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 Lamala Jamsa Nam Jamsa Sangla Jamsa Chala Jamsa Yandala Jamsa Lamala 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 Jamsa Lamala Jamsa Sangla Jamsa Chala Jamsa Yandala 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 Jamsa Lamala Jamsa Lam Jamsa Sangla Jamsa Chala Jamsa Yandala Jamsa Lamala 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 Jamsa Sangla Sangla Jamsa Chala Jamsa Yandala Jamsa Lamala Jamsa 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 Sangla Jamsa Chala Chala Jamsa Yandala Jamsa Lamala Jamsa Sangla Jamsa 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 Chala Jamsa Yandala Lamala Jamsa Sangla Jamsa Chala Jamsa Yandala Jamsa Lamala Jamsa Sangla Jamsa Chala Jamsa Yandala Jamsa Lamala Jamsa Sangla Jamsa Chala Jamsa Yandala Jamsa Lamala Jamsa Lamala Jamsa Sangla Jamsa Chala Jamsa Yandala 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 Jamsa Lamala Jamsa Sangla Jamsa Lam Jamsa Sangla Jamsa Chala Jamsa Yandala Jamsa Lamala 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 Jamsa Sangla Jamsa Chala Lam Jamsa Sangla Jamsa Chala Jamsa Yandala Jamsa Lamala 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 Jamsa Sangla Jamsa Chala Jamsa Lam Jamsa Sangla Jamsa Chala Jamsa Yandala Jamsa Lamala 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 Jamsa Sangla Jamsa Chala Jamsa Yandala Lamala Jamsa Sangla Jamsa Chala Jamsa Yandala Jamsa Lamala Jamsa Sangla Jamsa Chala Jamsa Yandala Jamsa Lamala Jamsa Sangla Jamsa Chala Jamsa Yandala Jamsa Lamala Jamsa Sangla Jamsa Chala Jamsa Yandala Lamala Jamsa Sangla Jamsa Chala Jamsa Yandala Jamsa 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 Lamala Jamsa Sangla Jamsa Chala Jamsa Chala Jamsa Yandala Jamsa Lamala Jamsa Sangla 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 Jamsa Chala Jamsa Yandala Jamsa Lamala Jamsa Lam Jamsa Sangla Jamsa Chala Jamsa Yandala Jamsa Lamala 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 Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sangla Jamsa Chala Jamsa Yandala Jamsa Lamala 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 Jamsa Lomle Jumsa Song Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Song La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Song La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Song La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Song La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Song La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Song La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Song La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Song La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Song La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Song Lam Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang Lomle Jumsa Sang Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Yunel Jumsa Lomle Jumsa Sang La Jumsa Chunla Jumsa Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Gina Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Gina Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Gina Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Gina Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Gina Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Gina Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Gina Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Gina Jamsa Lama Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Gina Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Gina Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Gina Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Gina Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Gina Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sang La Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Gina Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Gina Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Gina Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Gina Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Gina Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Gina Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Gina Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Gina Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Gina Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Gina Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Gina Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Gina Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Gina Lama Jamsa Sang Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Gina Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Gina Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Gina Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Gina Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Gina Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sang Lama Jamsa Sang Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Gina Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Gina Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Gina Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Gina Jamsa Lama Jamsa Sang La Jamsa Chenla Jamsa Lam jam za zang le jam za chen le jam zang gen le jam zang lam le jam za zang le jam za chen le jam zang gen le jam zang lam le jam za zang le jam za chen le jam zang gen le jam zang lam le jam za zang le jam za chen le jam zang gen le jam zang lam le jam za zang lam jam za zang le jam za chen le jam zang gen le jam zang lam le jam za zang le jam za chen le jam zang gen le jam zang lam le jam za zang le jam za chen le jam zang gen le jam zang lam le jam za zang le jam za chen le jam zang gen le jam zang lam le jam za zang le jam za chen le jam zang gen le jam zang lam le jam za zang le jam za chen le jam zang gen le jam zang Lam jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le Lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang Lam jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za lam jam za sang jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le lam jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za lam jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang jam za chen le jam za lam le jam za sang jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang jam za chen le jam za gen le lam le jam za sang jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang jam za chen le jam za gen le lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le Yunel jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang le jam za chen le jam za gen le jam za lam le jam za sang Lama Jamsa Sangha Jamsa Chala Jamsa Gindal Jamsa 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 Lama Jamsa Lamla Jamsa Sangla Jamsa Chala Jamsa Gindal 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 Lamla Jamsa Sangla Jamsa Chala Jamsa Gindal Jamsa 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 Lamla Jamsa Sangla Jamsa Chala Jamsa Gindal Chala Jamsa Gindal Jamsa Lamla Jamsa Sangla Jamsa 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 Chala Jamsa Gindal Lamla Jamsa Sangla Jamsa Chala Jamsa Gindal Jamsa 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 Lamla Jamsa Sangla Jamsa Chala Jamsa Gindal Chala Jamsa Gindal Jamsa Lamla Jamsa Sangla Jamsa 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 Chala Jamsa Gindal Lamla Jamsa Sangla Jamsa Chala Jamsa Gindal Jamsa 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 Lamla Lam Jamsa Sang Jamsa Chala Jamsa Gindal Jamsa 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 Lam Jamsa Sang Jamsa Chala Jamsa Chala Jamsa Gindal Jamsa Lam Jamsa Sang 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 Sang Jamsa Chala Jamsa Gindal Jamsa Lam Jamsa 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 Sang Jamsa Chala Jamsa Lam Jamsa Sang Jamsa Chala Jamsa Gindal 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 Jamsa Lam Jamsa Sang Jamsa Lama Jasa San Jasa Chala Jamsa Gindal 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 Jamsa Lama Jasa San Jasa Chala Jamsa San Jasa Chala Jamsa Gindal Jamsa Lama Jasa 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 San Jasa Chala Jamsa Gindal Lama Jasa San Jasa Chala Jamsa Gindal Jamsa 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 Lama Jasa San Jasa Chala Jamsa Chala Jamsa Gindal Jamsa Lama Jasa San Jasa 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 Chala Jamsa Gindal Jamsa Lama Jasa San Lama Jamsa San Jamsa Chala Jamsa Gindal Jamsa 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 Lama Jamsa Lam Jamsa San Jamsa Chala Jamsa Gindal Jamsa Lama 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 Jamsa Lama Jamsa San Jamsa Chala Jamsa Gindal 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 Jamsa Lama Jamsa San Jamsa Chala Jamsa Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Chala Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Lam Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Jodzan Lama Jodza Sign Jodza Shana Jodzing and then Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Song Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lama Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Long Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa in the Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chala Chanting in the Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Gina 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 Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Gina 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 Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Gina Jasa 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 Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Chala Jasa Gina Jasa Lam Jasa Sang 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 Jasa Chala Chala Jasa Gina Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa 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 Chala Jasa Chala Jasa Gina Jasa Lam Jasa Sang 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 Jasa Chala Jasa Gina Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Gina Jasa 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 Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Gina Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Gina Jasa 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 Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Gina Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Gina Jasa 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 Lam Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Gina 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 Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Gina 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 Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Chala Jasa Gina Jasa Lam Jasa Sang 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 Jasa Chala Jasa Gina Jasa Lam Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Gina 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 Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Gina Jasa 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 Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Gina 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 Jasa Lam Jasa Chala Jasa Gina Jasa Lam Jasa Sang 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 Jasa Chala Jasa Chala Jasa Gina Jasa Lam Jasa Sang 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 Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Gina 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 Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Jasa Gina 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 Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Jasa Gina 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 Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Jasa Gina 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 Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Jasa Gina 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 Jasa Lam Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Jasa Gina 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 Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Chana Jasa Gina Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa 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 Chana Jasa Gina Jasa Lam Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Jasa Gina 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 Jasa Lam Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Jasa Gina 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 Jasa Lam Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Jasa Gina 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 Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Jasa Gina 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 Jasa Lam Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Jasa Gina Jasa 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 Lam Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Jasa Gina 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 Jasa Lam Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Jasa Gina 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 Jasa Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Jasa Chana Jasa Gina Jasa Lam Jasa San 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 Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Jasa Gina Jasa 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 Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Jasa Chana Jasa Gina Jasa Lam Jasa San 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 Jasa Chana Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Jasa Gina Jasa 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 Lam Jasa San Jasa Chana Jasa Chana Jasa Gina Jasa Lam Jasa San 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 Jasa Chana Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa Gita Jatsa 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 Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa Gita Jatsa 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 Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa Gita Jatsa 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 Lam Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa Gita 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 Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Gita Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala 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 Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa Gita 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 Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa Gita Jatsa 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 Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa Gita Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa Gita Jatsa 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 Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa Gita 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 Jatsa Lam Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa Gita 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 Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Chala Jatsa Gita Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa 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 Chala Jatsa Gita Jatsa Lam Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa Gita 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 Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa Chala Jatsa Gita Jatsa Lam Jatsa San 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 Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa Gita 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 Jatsa Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa Chala Jatsa Gita Jatsa Lam Jatsa San 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 Jatsa Chala Jatsa Chala Jatsa Gita Jatsa Lam Jatsa San 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 Jatsa Chala Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa Gita Jatsa 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 Lam Jatsa San Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa Gita Jatsa 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 Lam Jatsa San Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Chala Jatsa Gita Jatsa 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 Lam Jatsa San Jatsa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Long Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa in the Jasa Lam Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Lama la jamsu chu, sangha la jamsu chu, chen la jamsu chu, gende la jamsu chu, lama la jamsu chu, sangha la jamsu chu, chen la jamsu chu, gende la jamsu. Lama la jamsu chu, sangha la jamsu chu, chen la jamsu chu, gende la jamsu chu, lama la jamsu chu, sangha la jamsu chu, chen la jamsu chu, gende la jamsu chu. Kunjo zumye deje zawa zum talung tekle rangjen jangchun sengo rangjen toje kelko la jangchun ningpo bando jamsu Kunjo zumye deje zawa zum talung tekle rangjen jangchun sengo rangjen toje kelko la jangchun ningpo bando Kunjo zumye deje zawa zum talung tekle rangjen jangchun sengo rangjen toje kelko la jangchun ningpo bando jamsu In the actual three jewels, the three root sugatas, in bodhicitta, the nature of channel wind and essence, and in the mandala of essence, nature, and compassion, I take refuge until attaining the heart of Buddhahood. In the actual three jewels, the three root sugatas, in bodhicitta, the nature of channel wind and essence, and in the mandala of essence, nature, and compassion, I take refuge until attaining the heart of Buddhahood. In the actual three jewels, the three root sugatas, in bodhicitta, the nature of channel wind and essence, and in the mandala of essence, nature, and compassion, I take refuge until attaining the heart of Buddha. Dedication. Gyawan diye nirdo dai kenjo sumbo drupjur nindrowa chikcha malepa diye sanlai gen parai shu. Through the merit of this practice, may I swiftly accomplish the three jewels and establish every sentient being without exception on their level. Page 89. Namje tseyen doje tse rana ngaya imperishin. Songju trube shingam su shili dorje naljarama. Seltsere yeke gongbo ru jezen jurne jezen pe jonda yerme chemboro sanget. Tedan tombe chotrul ge yeshe chemboro pale. Kamzum semje malu pa tempe deben dambaru. Jizen beme wuyung se sewa ninge kelne de. Khazam sezam maye no jinla toke lone ze. Samde do bara do se. Page 92. Lame toka ne yuzere marbo chetan chepa she walgi jongwa. Tani dorje nel jorma serve ninga rekpa tsamgi we margi gongbo shiktu jorne. Guru rimbo che tu karatimbe yerme ro chek tu juru. From the heart center of the Lama, a beam of light, red and warm, suddenly appears, and with myself visualized as Dorjin El Jorma, it touches my heart, and I'm instantaneously transformed into a sphere of red light, which dissolves into Guru Rinpoche's heart, and I become inseparable with him in one day. Palden Save Lama Rinpoche Dage Ningara Peme Densho La Kaden Chenpo Gune Jezonde Kuzun Tuke Ngedru Zendo San Palden Lame Nambara Tarbala Keche Tsamyan Lota Mige Jin Cheze Le Paratongwe Mige Ke Lame Jin Lai Sem Lai Jung Para Sho Kewa Kundu Yangda Lama Dang Dalme Cheke Pella Longche Chen Sadan Lamge Yente Rabzo Ne Palden Lame Gopan Yoro To Sho. Okay, once again, reflect on your session. How did it go? And then bring in mind to confess any mistakes or errors. And then, if your session was good, and then be joyful, and then make the commitment that may you have such kind of session here afterward. And then any merit that we have accumulated, let us all dedicate for the attainment of Buddhahood for all sentient beings. Jambe Bao Jendara Kemba Dan Kundo Zambo Deyan Dejen De Dai Kunge Jesu Dalo Chengewa De Dai Tamche Ratongo De Sun Shebe Gewa Tamche Ke Ngowa Gang Lai Choto Ngapate Dagi Ngewe Zawa De Genjang Sambo Che Che Rabdo Ngorange Kandu Kebe Kewa Tamche Tore Yenden Den Tobar Sho Kema Tatu Che Tan Che Juro Che Tsujin Drube Rangwa Yebar Sho Deryan Lama Damba Neje Chen Dan Sendu Che La Che Bar Sho Che Do Nene Ningbo Dendro Te Tsede Sebe Jansu Gewa Sho Simba Dambe Che Rai Tenje Chen Shen Pe Rola Chong Me Bar Sho Lab Shen Shen Den Chore Me Bar Tamje Chamje Sangye To Para Sho. Page 95. In all of my lifetimes, wherever I'm born, may I obtain the 7 qualities of higher realms. Upon taking birth, may I immediately meet the Dharma and have the freedom to practice it perfectly. In that life, may I please the Sublime Lama and practice the Dharma day and night. Having realized the Dharma, may I accomplish the ultimate meaning of the essence. And may I cross over the ocean of worldly existence in this very life. May I thoroughly teach the sublime Dharma within the world, and never become disheartened or weary of accomplishing the benefit of others. Through working impartially for the vast benefit of others, may all beings attain Buddhahood together. Om Ahum Benzai Guru Pema Siddhi Hum. Om Ahum Benzai Guru Pema Siddhi Hum. Om Ahum Benzai Guru Pema Siddhi Hum Om Aho Renzai Guru Pema Siddhi Om. Allahu, everybody, auspicious Guru Rinpoche Day, and congratulations. It is 23rd day of our accomplishment of the 100-day retreat. Today we have 1400 refuge accumulations. And since today is Guru Rinpoche Day, let us do Ryo Sangche together. Lindsay, did you get the text? I sent the Ryo Sangche text. Could you check?
Did you text it to me or email?
I texted you. Huh? That's what meant. That
Is it in the drive?
No, it should check. It should be on the drive. Otherwise, I can email you. Just a moment.
Hi, is this the standard Rio Sancho?
Yeah, it's
one.
And Ryo Sangche. Yeah. So it begins with seven line prayers. If you have incense, you can light an incense.
But if you could send it to me, that would be great. It's not on the drive. Then I'll drop it in the chat.
Check, I sent it.
Okay, on text or
Both, I sent it.
Rinpoche, are we doing it now?
Yes.
Oh, I've never done Ribble Sancho before, so I don't know what should we do.
Just watch.
If you have an incense, like a incense pot, then you can light just one incense. Let's wait for the text to come. If you didn't get it yet?
it's in my email. I'm downloading it now.
Okay. Hereafter, we're going to do, as I mentioned, the different activities, like some days we'll do water offering, some days we'll do song, some days we'll do the aspirational prayers, and then also there are different offerings like white sur offering, white smoke offering. So just light one incense and then you can keep it there. And if you have sang substances, you can pour sang substances. Did you share yet?
Yes, I added it in the chat.
So then first you begin with 7 line prayers. Ho gen ye gen ho jan tsan pe ma ge sar tong bo la ye zen cho ge ngo dru ne pe ma jun ne she su ra kor do kan ro mam pe kor ke ge je su ta dru ke jing ge lo she su sen guru pe ma Sindi hong hong gen yu gen nop jang tsam pema ge se tongbo la ya zen cho gen drup ne pema jun ne she su da kor do kan ro ambe koro ke ge je su Tadru ki jingi la che sheksu se guru pema sinde hong. Ho ge yu ge no jang chan pema ge sa. Tongpo la ya chen cho ge mudru ne pema jun ne. Shesu ra kordo kandro Ambe goro kege jeso. Tadru ge jinge la che sheksu se guru pema. Sende hong. Now beginning with the refuge. Oma hong kanam sije chan kun ningpo che wandra rezen pema. Te chen tse ke guru na se ge we. Kil koro zo do kun se le dran che. Chang sun che kanam sije chan kun ningpo che wandra rezen pema. Te chen tse ke guru na se ge we. King Gozo Dokun Silla Che Cham Sun Che Kanyam Sije Cham Kun Ingo Che Wanda Rizin Pema Tejen Ze Ke Gurnan Se Ge We King Gozo Dokun Silla Che Cham Sun Che Na Bodhicitta Sancho ye shive se tingle shin dogun de son tane kudan son tuke tingle hundu anjing an shun no bum goro do semge do Sancho ye shive se tingle shin dogun de son tane kudan son tuke tingle hundu anjing an shun no bum goro do Semkedo Sancho Yeshe Se Tingle Jin Jokun Joson Dani Kudan Son Tuke Tingle Lunju Nanjing An Shunu Bum Goro War Semkedo Shirin Mache Nyumar Changzi Jin Ting Ta Jale Se Chebaba Korwa Nyangde Namne Londo Sha Loje cheze chembor, che yeran lundo zoba chembe, che koro koro, korwa donne trubara sewa de, korso mikta drewe pantarango. Kada che guyen le game ze pe ma te den karar man shon tsu ze zimbe ze barador je te pa nam ze je gendan cha je yong su zo da me ni me ge ke tu be zu kor de gun ge che pel chen boro jur. So just visualize Guru Rinpoche in this majestic splendor, and then you are visualizing Guru Rinpoche, then you recite Om Hum Banza Guru Pema Siddhi Om Hum Banza Guru Pema Siddhi and then just keep the incense burning. So you don't have to have a big one, just a small piece. Then if you have like sang substances, that's juniper or sage, whatever you have, you can add and then light it and make it smoke. Om Banza Guru Pema Siddhi Om Banza Guru Pema Siddhi Om Banza Guru Om Banza Guru Pema Siddhi 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 Om Banza Guru Om Banza Guru Pema Siddhi Om Banza Guru Pema Siddhi Om Banza Guru Pema Siddhi Om Banza Guru Om Banza Guru Pema Siddhi Om Banza Guru Pema Siddhi Om Banza Guru Pema Om Banza Guru Pema Siddhi Om Banza Guru Pema Siddhi Om Banza Guru Om Banza Guru Pema Siddhi 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 Omahum Benza Guru Pema Sindhi 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 Omahum Benza Guru Omahum Benza Guru Pema Sindhi 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 Omahum Benza Guru Pema Omahum Benza Guru Pema Sindhi. Then if you have bumpa, now you can sprinkle onto your smoke offering. Ram yam kam tombe ngangle sanze zampa mebe yeshiki duchi deyen jans Timpun kajabdu chowara juru Om mahu Om mahu Om mahu Nama sarva tatha gata bhaya vishwamukhe be sarva tatha mudgate sabharana imam gagana kam soha Nama sarva tatha gata bhaya vishwamukhe be sarva tatha mudgate sabharana imam gagana kam soha Nama sarva tatha gata bhaya vishwamukhe be sarva tatha mudgate Sabarana imam gagana kham soha Drum runjana zodan me neyan su jiten sipete go Tamze ze drusum yeshe du zire jinla pe nanse chepe de go Chubwa de lama yedam drai ke Chesun dai chochu gelwe gel koro Jinne dai zamle she dare dro Encha den ke parada ge tse tro Soko jin nen don par chen zon be Jumbo dai melam ta tse ngen ta Tenge re de ge marun cho tro dambo dan Se dan ne dan noro ge Len cha jen drip dan yo jen po shin Mu shin dan dri wo te ran dong sin Te mo nam Len cha mar bo men lai Sek te je rang rang ye la gan de Te gu charai jise nam ka ne ke ban ne do Te be yen den se pa me parango da ge de sum sa pe Tik drip dai kon cho de shin korola Che ba nai jin se me che de ye da jur che me che na se ka we Tul chen re kun san che pe chin poin mi se pa Ge we shin kam yong la chab jur che me che ye she we nge Che chen se rik du nar me ne su chab jur pe kam sum korwa ja le Wekur do do kun jang chu ning bor Sangye sho om ahung om ahung om ahung om ahung om ahung om ahung Omahu, 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 Om Ahum Mahum 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 Om Ahum Mahum 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 Mahum. We are on page 10 after Om Mahum there. Kuzunda bene ge shele so chelon tro so na se so fu na de zere je ve ja ye ban na ga korwa nyang de zame ti ji ji to me de ne da yen je do na se den do joro ba yong la ngo sa lan de bo yen den tar che je da gom che pe bar che Kunsen ne me jong kun san to ke kain su shunu bum koro tense sembara sho koro e jan zo jen bo tong pe tara wo men pe ma dra wa sangye sho pung kam se ze tra da e se jen bara karma ra jang sem se ze de tong bara e tong ni ning je se ze chen yen ga nang se koro de doro je 本来是很多做三个白色字表，人个人家当着讲究这大就来面呢，头罗山马翁这边可了，马就这所大的讲什么人把真把也。东街喇叭上啊，喊当这嘞，做了他妈做了两把，头罗山那点这大没脏。大主节内莫村给干巴是主节，他们为是王为什么都却在拉玛登登，把切都没有咱们谁，天天都在里个不说，对吧？都几把钱不给当，就主动大家跟你咱们谁把都，他们是公布图都，明白都。Page 15, the conclusion. Gelwe jemba ne juru jen dam jen to dam kon juru jen rik do de ba chen juru jen len cha shan gen jang juru jen Tony yong su zo juru jen dim ne ba cha da juru jen dam ba kun ne to juru jen jemba ja chen jur ba de ye tun do we den do rang jong sang ge sheng gen ge ge wa nam ge ma dro we Kyo sona jimbe dorjo che jumbo ganda dene la jo tam san yente banna ke chan ro ke go namla tato jamje che denda tsendu chella che bar sho kewa di kewa kun sonam yeshe sozo shin sonam yeshe le jongwe damba kune tobar sho bedan sewa ma ge ba yeshe no bo pa san she Semjen rewa konze ba samba drube shi sho. Go to page 15. Let's do the dedication in English. This is finally the conclusion. May the Buddhas be pleased with these offerings. May the wisdom minds of the old-born ones be fulfilled. May the desires of the 6 kinds of beings be satisfied. May our karmic depths and depths of flesh be purified. May the 2 accumulations be completed. May the karmic imprint of the 2 obscurations be purified. May the 2 sacred kayas be attained. Through the power of this vast and great generosity, may we become self-arisen Buddhas for the benefit of beings. May all beings who have not been liberated by previous Buddhas be liberated through this generosity. May the elemental spirits who are living here or visiting, living on the earth, under it, or in the sky, or wherever, always be loving toward beings and practice Dharma day and night. Through this virtue, may all beings perfectly accumulate merit and wisdom, and from this merit and wisdom, may they attain the 2 sacred dimensions. Not clothed in exertion and effort, may it happen auspiciously that the wish-fulfilling tree fulfills the hopes of beings and accomplishes their intention. Allahu. So that's it. Finished. Very easy. Sang is very easy. So you can do that. And this particular practice is very profound. So you can learn. So yeah, if you haven't done before, it's okay. So you can learn. Go sang. Okay, so today's Guru Rinpoche day, so you can do Vajra Guru mantra or do extra practice and so forth. Any questions before we part?
Rinpoche, for like Tutsi from master, usually do you put it in water or can you put it in alcohol? How do you preserve it for a long time?
Which one?
Like Tutsi, Amrita from masters?
Yeah, you just you can keep them in their own state, like they are in pills. You leave them like that, and then when you consume, you can, if you have a lot, you can eat little by little. But if you have very few, then maybe you can dilute that in hot water. Keep it diluted, meaning you keep it soaked, and then you can keep that one which is kind of soaked and then it's now dissolved in that water. You can use that water onto another bottle, and then because that's the mother substance, so you save that because you use it very sparingly, and you can use like few drops into a new bottle of water, and then you drink the new bottle of water because it's been now blessed with the dutsi. So that way you can do, you can keep it going. If you have plenty, then you can every morning, then after you say few mantras, then you can eat. You can kind of not directly chew, but keep it on your tongue and let it dissolve on its own.
So how do you keep the water, the mother water, from being spoiled? Do you put it in the fridge?
Yeah, keep it in the refrigerator. Mm-hmm.
So do you, what about putting it in alcohol?
Oh yeah, you can put in alcohol too, yes.
So if you put it in alcohol, can you like put it on like food and stuff to bless the food, or is it have to be water? Because I remember when you say like the substances, like raffle substances like alcohol and all of that shouldn't be used for peaceful deities practice.
Yeah, the usually dutsi you don't use it for peaceful offerings because dutsi has a lot of substances that might not please the those timid beings. Those are who are kind of afraid of anything related with some animal extracts or all of those kind of things. So dutsi you wouldn't use for offerings to peaceful, like as I mentioned, like timid beings. But for one's consumption, yes, you can just soak it in whiskey or alcohol or whatever you have. You can do that. And that's why you only use the Vumba substances to consecrate in general, because that one then doesn't matter even for timid beings that can be used. So Vumba substance is okay. And at times they also have like Torma substances. Those two can be acquired, and when you make the Torma, you mix those within Torma. But you cannot just completely mix Dutsi, because in Dutsi, as I mentioned, there are so many different various substances that might not go in certain dharmas, like the peaceful dharmas, as we were talking yesterday. That this substance won't go inside peaceful dharma.
So the best thing to do is to just use the bamba for blessings, everything, but the dutsi infused water or alcohol is for our own consumption.
For one's own consumption, but you can also take it to the ocean, like, and then you can pour. Like when we travel to the, like sea or ocean, we always make sure that we bring bottles of dutsi soaked overnight, and then when we are in the ocean, then we just pour it, because that way whoever is connected with the dutsi, because dutsi is liberation upon taste, so that way whoever connects with that makes the connection of liberation. But dharma is different, because dharma you are dedicatedly offering to certain kind of beings, elemental spirits, and so on and so forth. So that for that one, you have to be careful, because there's certain dedication. But like dutsi, like the one that you're taking to the ocean and to the river or waterhead and so forth, doesn't matter, because you're intending that you want to connect all beings with this liberation of taste. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Kenpola, for song substances that are easily available in the Western United States, are juniper and sage the best?
Juniper, sage, cedar, mugwort, sandalwood, cypress, yeah, cypress. Yeah, those, and yeah, you can also have like juniper shavings, as well as juniper branches, leaves, and juniper berries and so forth. You can all crush it down. And we just had recently our son came back from Bhutan, and our relatives sent us sang from Bhutan, so these are from Bhutan, so a nice substances for making offerings. So is to purify and to making to make offerings to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and to the Dharma protectors and oath-bound ones, and the spirits, the elemental spirits, and the earth keepers, and so forth. If you read that in English, this songs, you'll understand how profound this practice is.
And may we practice this?
Oh yes, sure, why not?
Wonderful.
You can practice this as an activity during 100-day retreat, or these are all done during the post meditation session. So it's all aimed, well, one day we'll talk about how the four sessions, like if you are in one like 100-day retreat that you want to take your time, and then you have to do the practice, then you have to kind of know when does the first session begin, so when is the second session, when's the third session, when's the last session. So you have to know the time like that. And then what are the practices in between sessions? These are formatted by our lineage masters, that when we are awake, when we're doing, then we settle in our practice. Then when we kind of a little bit lousy, a little bit kind of tired and drowsy and almost falling asleep, then that's when the post sessions are. Then you have to make, you're preparing your breakfast, or you're doing song offerings, or doing other kind of substances.
So Rinpoche, I have like the incense for Riwo Sangcho that's red. Is there like a different like Riwo Sangcho incense for day and night because of the color, or the white color and the red color?
Yeah, Ryo Sangche substance are usually just the pure substances like the 3 whites, 3 sweets, and sages and juniper and those we say the fragrant herbs and plants and so forth like that. So uh, for song substance, you don't have any kind of animal extract, like you don't use any blood or meat or on those kind of things. So the red incense sometimes has some kind of animal extract. It might have musk and then other kind of substances, and also one of the main ingredients that they use as a bond is like the pangolin skin, which is if you get it, because that makes the incense very fragrant. But these days I don't think the incense makers there can afford to use those kind of things. And then other substances are there. So the red incense and so forth usually are meant for um, you burn them during the evening or when you're doing dharma protectors or other kind.
Mhm.
So that's why dedicated they have Rio Sangcho incense. Like this one is Rio Sangcho, it's all white, and this one just has the basic uh, ingredients or formula for just sang for purification.
So Kempo,
Mm-hmm.
are you also gonna include camphor? It was in the prayer somewhere along the line too, so I wonder how you use it.
Camphor do you use in the Bumba substance when you're making Bumba substance? That you use that one. In incense too, they'll use little percentage of camphor, usually in sang substance they won't use camphor because camphor, nutmeg, and all they have very high wind element, and then it stirs. Some people, when they smell that one, they go hyper. So these substances, when you're making incense, they are done in such a way that it doesn't stir the elements of a person. So that's why these incense, they are very soothing for any type of person. So and those who don't know how to make incense and they kind of think, oh, it smells nice, and they will add a lot of substance, and then they don't know the formula or the ratio or the recipe or whatever, and then that kind of incense can make you high, and it can stir different energy to your body. So it's in the text, there are manuals, like when we made incense while we were in Shedra, we used to use Mifam Rinpoche's formula. There's Mifam Rinpoche's manual of how the incense is made. That's very, if you can get all the substances that he describes, and you use the portion according to his guide or manual, then the incense is very fragrant and soothing, and doesn't disturb any element, because we all have different different elemental build. Our metabolism or our elemental builds are different. So like this incense, when I burn, I have no allergy or anything. I can burn. I like this because these are fragrant, and we know the source of these incense makers, and then they're very authentic of what they use in their substance. Um, and it's not good to talk about bad things about others, but now those incense makers, they become very much commercialized. They don't go for quality, they just go for quantity. And then now it's more like burning a piece of wood, or it doesn't have good smell at all. Bhutan has good incense, usually known for incense. Mindraling in Tibet, Mindraling Monastery, their incense is well known. The name of the incense is called pervading the pure realms. When one stick of incense is burned, the smell permeates the whole village or the whole town area like that. They can make incense like that. So now these days, there are still practitioners who make incense according to those formulas, but then other kind of incense makers, just because they want to make more quantity, and the quality is not there anymore.
Lindsay? Lindsay, Lindsay. I sent a text to her.
So Rinpoche, like, so I read from a text
Lindsay?
that the sound practice are good for when your lung is
Too
Too much
bad.
low.
question in the morning. No
Okay.
question anymore in the morning.
And why is that?
It's too much question.
What's that?
Like I read somewhere they say that a practitioner with low in their lung, the fortune,
Lindsay?
should do practice of sound.
Too much question in the morning. Too much.
And why is that? To increase the lung. Can you explain?
Go ahead, say. Yeah, lung incense, they would is one kind of treatment incense, because they treat to, because Tibetan doctors use these are different substances. They would use water, or like they also have moxa, like they also have like they will have golden needle, and they'll hit the golden needle, and they this like acupressure like that. And then they also have treatment with incense, so for lung. So when they breathe, the air goes in their body, and then depending on what kind of incense they use, they can calm them, because those who have lung, those who have wind, they're very hyper, and then that incense that they have can kind of bring them down. So they have lungpe, they're called. It can be two ways. It could be someone who is kind of depressed, to elevate their energy. They could use incense to heighten their energy. Someone whose energy is too high, they could use different kind of incense that can balance or pacify their energy like that.
Is this lung here is the same as the lung that means the fortune? Like, so when you're talking about the lung in Tibetan medicine, it's mean the lung for the energy, the wind inside the body. Is there like any other lung that's mean fortune? Are they the same thing? Because I was just like looking up this information about the Sok, Lu, Wang, Lung, and La energy in the body. Yeah, and then when you have very low lung, then you should do like practice offering to the guardians, and then song practice.
Yeah,
Can you ask tomorrow the questions?
All of that.
Can you ask the question tomorrow, because it's too much for today. Kimberly answer tomorrow, okay? He's not so well, so please be limited.
Yes.
Thank you. So sorry.
Yeah, lung is mitubesete. Okay, I'll answer this last question. Then Wangta, Lungta, it's the same thing. Lungta is it's called wind horse. It's like a protective spirit. That's why there are 4 different kinds of animals that kind of represent our wind horse. And Lung is the wind, but when we are talking about the Wang Lung, it's referring to the wind horse energy, the protective energy. So there is this some kind of fortune within us. You know, when your lungta is low, then you encounter a lot of obstacles and so forth like that. So, but the doctors, the one that they talk about is the lung, that is the wind energy, because we have 3: fire, wind, and water. Fire, wind, and water, we have 3. Even the Ayurveda, they talk about, like in Chinese medicine too, they talk about these 3 elements, the 3 major elements in our body. Okay, so everybody stay well. Then later we have shower of blessings hope, so join us if you can.
What
Okay.
time?
7 p.m. Okay.
Thank you, Kampala. Hope you feel better
Thank
soon.
you,
Thank you, everybody.
Kampala.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay,
Bye,
have a
everyone.
good day.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
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 Okay.
Bye.
Bye.